In this group, you see right there, Maria Paseka, also Jade Carey from the United States. So this is Jade's third stop on the World Cup Series. She already has a silver and a gold on vault, but if she wins gold here, Tim, it's not absolutely locked up that she will get that ticket to Tokyo.
No, because there are 8 World Cups in total. This is the last individual World Cup until later in the year. There's one more in 2019, and then there will be 3 more in 2020. So someone like Maria Paseka, Oksana Chusevitna, who are just huge names in gymnastics, but exclusively on vaulting as well, can certainly squeeze right in there.
So you can think a lot about different sort of hypotheticals, but following this event, even if Jade comes away with the gold medal, she may want to consider heading back onto this series, doing another Apparatus World Cup to ensure that she has that top spot, right?
Yes, absolutely. She also has another option. There are plenty of them. She could make the world team for the U.S. and go to 2019, place into the finals and win a medal there. That punches her ticket as well.
Nice to have options when you're that talented. Here's the start list on vault. Colleen Devillard from France will lead things off, 18 years old. European champion on this event from 2017.
Generate as much power down the runway as possible. Really nice job. Handspring front layout with 1.5 twists.
Colleen was third in qualifying, so behind Jade Carey of the United States, and we'll see her again on floor in the second day of finals here.
So she's entering the vaulting table facing forwards. Jumps straight on the board, goes straight over the table. For the next vault, she cannot repeat that style of vault. They have to be what are considered 2 different families.
So there's the score for vault number 1, 14.933. Remember, in Baku last week, she was 4th after having too much momentum on the landing of that first vault. Couldn't keep it on her feet. Now trying to turn things around to a better result in Doha.
You know what she did in Baku, it really was just a fluke because it was a wonderful vault, but just hung on to the rotation a little too long. Yurchenko style vault this time. Double twist. Nice landing, one big step, but a nice job right here. So half turn onto the board and then going backwards onto the table. So that is a different family of vault. Not as well done as we'll see from some of the gymnasts yet to come. She really is a power vaulter, and this is a little more technical. Doesn't get as much of a rebound off the table as we'll see from others, but she's able to get 2 full twists around, so she's doing okay.
No doubt Colleen so powerful on this event. She didn't have the chance to show that off at the World Championships in Doha, however, because she was silent with an ankle injury. 14.549 is the score for those 2 vaults on average for Devillard. Now we go from the 3rd qualifier in this final to the 1st, and she is no stranger to leading the way on vault. Here is Russia's Maria Paseka, 2-time Olympian, 2-time Olympic medalist on this event. Silver in 2016, bronze in 2012, and 2 world vault titles as well. I don't even have time to get through her entire resume on this event. It's so impressive.
Yeah, she is a rock star here. And in qualifying looked so much better than she did just a week ago, but like you mentioned, she had the top spot over Jade Carey to make it into these event finals, but just the landing right here. Obviously you see the form, but she typically finishes that landing and only has 1 hop. It's messy though, and she's working on that for sure. They are well aware of that. I actually couldn't believe how much improved her second vault was in the qualifying compared to last week in Baku. It was like she was a different person.
Her first competition back in action after sitting out last season was the Russian National Championships, where she took gold on vault earlier this month. And that time away from competition from a back injury which required surgery, but incredible comeback already.
2.5 twist. It's an Aminar. And wow. Oh, boy. That doesn't happen all that often.
I did just say back surgery last year, right? This is phenomenal.
It's crazy. Little cleaner on this vault, no question, but this, there you go. It's Gymnastics 101, fly high and stick the landing. That was tremendous. One of the most difficult vaults being done today. That's a vault that Simone Biles does. I remember her commenting when she heard Simone was coming back for another Olympic Games. She was like, no fair.
14.766 for Paseka, and we said it, one of the competitors who will continue to keep the pressure on Jade Carey to try and nab that spot to the Olympic Games through this individual qualifying route. And Great Britain represented in this final by a young woman from Wales. Here is Emily Thomas, 18 years old.
And a nice vault, but only 1.5 twists. So compared to what we just saw, that starts nearly a full point less in difficulty or maximum scoring potential. It's 0.8 actually. Very clean though. Gets a nice bounce off the table. 1.5 twists instead of 2 or 2.5.
Emily doesn't have a lot of experience on a big stage like this one, so a lot to gain in both experience and in the results on this World Cup series, making her first major international appearance now of 2019. She was 6th in the all-around of the British Championships, which just took place last week.
So once again, she'll have to do a vault from a different family. So she won't be allowed to do that round off, a half turn, and go straight back on the table. A Sukahara style vault, and actually very nicely done.
The women's vault final off to a good start. The scores for Emily Thomas when we return, and Jade Carey on the road to Tokyo. Back with a look at Emily Thomas from Great Britain, now awaiting her scores on vault. And 13.849 is the average score. So Maria Paseka with the current lead. And the time has come for Jade Carey from the United States to take another step toward individual qualification for the Olympic Games in Tokyo. World vault silver medalist in 2017, U.S. vault champion that same year, and now the reigning national bronze medalist. She hit some bumps in the road in early 2018, injured her knee, hyperextending it on floor, fracturing it in 2 places. Floor and vault especially difficult with that injury.
Same vault we saw from Paseka for her first one. Done very well. A little bit cleaner than what we've seen earlier. Getting a little coaching from her dad, Brian. Now, Jade's form isn't perfect either, but she's a little tighter. You see legs apart right there, but then from here until the landing, a little bit tighter, a little cleaner than Maria Paseka.
18 years old.
You mentioned her father, Brian, her coach. You know, you and I talked about this off air last week, but just how impressed I have been. 15.066 for that first vault, with what I've heard about Brian's intention for how he's cultivated Jade, the woman, and Jade, the gymnast. And not putting too much pressure on her with all the expectations of her great talent. Such an important message, just to let her develop at her own pace, and boy has it produced great results.
Absolutely. Oh, and that was gorgeous. Wow. She is capable of doing that extra half turn or the Amanar like we saw Maria Paseka do. But since that knee injury, I have not seen it, but watch the rebound off the table. Look at her hips. Look at how high she is flying, and she finishes that so early. Now, if she knew she was going to have a bounce like that off the table and the flight that she gets, I mean, look, she had so much time to do another half turn. Heck, she could have added a whole other twist.
And wow, 14.883, the number for Jade Carey. Another big number. Is another gold on its way as well? There are some world medalists coming up who'd like to challenge, but Jade Carey into the lead in Doha. Welcome back with a look inside the Aspire Dome. Jade Carey leads the field on vault for the moment as we get set to see what another world medalist can bring on vault. Here is Alexa Moreno from Mexico, and back in Doha, where just a few months ago she made history for her home country, becoming the first Mexican woman to win a world medal, finishing third on vault.
Tremendous accomplishment. Has a lot of power on this event. What a feeling.
The emotions, the inspiration that she brought to her home country. We saw there an event topped only by Simone Biles and Shalyn Olsen from Canada.
Absolutely. You get to stand next to the greatest that ever has been, Simone Biles. So she's really going to need to have good landings and execution perfect in the air. Ooh. You know what? I thought that was going to be phenomenal, and then she ends up taking a very big step.
Coming into this event, Alexa was second in the World Cup standings.
So overall, when you take the two vaults, a little bit of a funky look with one of those knees right here. You want to bend and absorb, and one of them kind of locks out. But she is a powerful athlete.
And she's second in the World Cup standings, actually, for the time being, ahead of Jade Carey, but that was because Jade had only competed at 2 events compared with Alexa's 3. 14.4 for that first vault. So now this is a chance for Alexa to replace her lowest ranked performance, one of those 4th place finishes from either Cottbus or Melbourne, with an even better result here.
But to challenge the leader, Jade Carey, once again, I said on the first one, she needed to be perfect. She needs to be better than perfect, because I don't believe with this vault that she can. Actually, very nicely done. Double twisting Sukahara. So she does a quarter turn or half turn onto the table. Actually, hers is a complete Sukahara style vault. Does a back laid out somersault with 2 twists. But look at the legs come apart from the board to the table, and then they're apart in the air. 1 big step, and then she takes another step as well.
Well, she won the bronze in Baku just last week, so quick turnaround now to this next stop on the World Cup Series, and there won't be a medal for her here. 14.4 puts Moreno currently into 4th place, so well off the mark of Jade Carey and Maria Paseka. 2 gymnasts left to go on vault. And I'll use my correction from Tim last week to properly introduce her, because you said she's not a legend, she's an icon in gymnastics. So here is the iconic Oksana Chusvitna from Uzbekistan, 2008 Olympic vault silver medalist, 7-time Olympian.
And that's unusual. That is not what she typically does, as she kind of grabs her chest or puts her hand over her heart. Typically she does this vault with her legs straight, but she must have felt like something was not right at all. Sometimes does just a full twist or this 1.5 twist, This, unfortunately, is not going to bring in a typical Oksana Chusovitina score. Not great form in the air, and because she bends her knees on it, it lowers the maximum score by a whole lot.
And she looked really strong last week. 13.866 for that first vault. Tim, you said in Baku she was the best you had seen her in a long time.
In a very long time, absolutely.
She currently leads the Apparatus World Cup standings on vault. This is her 4th appearance on the series. She's got 2 silvers and a 5th place finish from Kottbus, comprising that overall score for now.
She'll also do that half-turn style vault. Sukahara. And a much nicer vault. Just one big step off to the side. She was over that white line, which is a deduction as well. But a much cleaner looking vault. Really smashes the board. That's so important to generate the power that you need. Just a little under rotated.
Oksana looking ahead to competing in her 8th Olympic Games. 43 years old. She does all her own stunts. Absolutely incredible.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, she is an amazing person.
13.866 puts Chusovitina into 5th place. So not the number she was hoping for in Doha, but final gymnast set to go now. She was actually 9th in qualifying, so she was the first reserve when Marcia Vado from Cuba withdrew from this final. So now Gabriela Janik from Poland steps up. 26 years old, a 5-time world team member.
And a very nice vault. 1/2 twist less than we just saw from Oksana. The problem with that is it has a very low potential score. But she did a very nice job. Good form from the board to the table, which is so hard to do. And just one step backwards. The D score is so low because she doesn't do enough twists. Like we just saw Oksana do a 1.5. We saw Moreno earlier do a full double twist. And she knows all this, obviously.
And that score, 13.666, reflects what you were just talking about.
13.666.
And in a final with the likes of Jade Carey and Maria Paseka. A lot of inspiration there, but also a really tough standard to match up to.
This is big time. This vault final. And a nice vault. Similar to what we saw Oksana do on her first vault with one less half turn. But not going to have enough maximum scoring potential to challenge for anywhere near the podium. Handspring tuck front with a full twist. She gets a really nice rebound off the table. Lots of power. Good push. So it's 2 times around in the tucked position. Handspring onto the table, then 1.5 flips with a full twist. Nicely done.
This is Gabriela's first major international event of the season. 13.716 puts her into 7th place. So that'll do it for the women's vault final in Doha. But on a day where so many world medalists took to the stage, Jade Carey could not be beat. She will take another gold medal on this World Cup series. Maria Paseka from Russia takes home